Today's video, we're going to talk about something that's really interesting. I've been looking at a lot of videos and everyone is looking for that secret hack, that one book, that one line, that one little thing that they can do to become successful. And I'm going to tell you why people are looking for that one little thing that you can do to become successful. Most people are not trainable. Now, here's the question that you should be asking yourself when you're coming to the internet or you're looking for information about starting a business. Am I trainable? Here's the thing that you don't want to hear, but I'm going to tell you. If you're not trainable, you can have the best coach in the world and it's not going to do you any good. There's this misconception that it all starts with the trainer, the coach, the book. There's this one little thing in there. You want to start a business. You want to set up a holding company, an operating company. You want to get yourself some business credit. You want to learn how to run a business. You want to start your first online business. If you want to do that, and congratulations to you for being a person that wants more out of life, for being that person that's ready to sit down, do the work, so your future can be brighter. I got something for you. Go below and enter into the Corporate Citizen Playbook, where we teach you all of that, plus a lot more. Because you are not a normal, regular person. You want more out of life. You want to do more, you want to be more, you want to have more. And congratulations to you. So the link is below. Go ahead and check out this video. And then go ahead and enroll in the Corporate Citizen Playbook, where I teach you some things that you cannot Google. Can't Google it. Can't Google it at all. There's this one little thing in there that will literally turn your life around. But if you're untrainable, if you're someone that can't be trained, because we're going to talk about the disciplines that you need to be trainable. Let's go ahead and take University of Alabama, University of Georgia, University of Ohio. These programs consistently get into the top rankings of college football. Why is that? Two things: 4- and 5-star athletes. Now, what makes a 4-star and 5-star athlete? I was reading the story of one of the linemen that was coming into the University of Alabama, and the coaches told him he needed to lose weight. So next camp, he shows up 65 pounds lighter. See, one of the most fascinating things I hear is like, you'll ask someone, why'd you get started a business? And it's like, because I can't work for no one else. I don't like anyone telling me what to do. Those two phrases are one of the biggest reasons that these people will not ever be successful. These 5-star and 4-star athletes are highly trainable. The coach tell them to do some stuff and they go ahead and do it. But here is where the average person fails. The average person, like, once again, I have a video up talking about bricks. Average people are thinking that bricks is going to cause massive inflation in the United States of America. These are unseasoned, uninformed people. We only import like 10% of our oil. So if we needed to, as a country, if America had to go back to manufacturing, be back to a self-sustaining nation, it'll literally take us 10 years to do that. And, also, the combination of all of these countries that's in BRICS, they come up to a global GDP of $30 trillion, right? Well, the United States in 2023 had a $27 trillion economy by itself. Look, this is one of the reasons that we see people who are putting out this, I feel like it, opinions. I feel it's going to be bad, because I was watching a video of a girl who's talking about this is going to cause massive pain in the United States. Outside of the Great Depression and war, we have not felt massive pain in the United States. And I don't think we're going to feel it anytime soon. But this comes back to being trainable and being able to take advice and have someone tell you to do something. Give you an example. I go to a gym and there's a girl in the gym. She's been in the gym. I've been in this gym about, I think 6 months. And there was this girl, she was working out when I went there, and she has enlisted the aid of a trainer. And I watched this girl progress crazy. Her trainer would tell her to do something and she would do it. Here's what this is one of the biggest reasons that so many people are unsuccessful. Remember when I said, how come you started the business? I don't want to work for anyone. I don't like people telling me what to do. That right there is one of the biggest signs that a person is untrainable. A person is someone that cannot be trained, educated, or helped because of their own personal attributes. With my training, I had a course years ago called 30 Days to 2,500, and I had a bunch of people sign up for the course. Who are the people who did the best for the course? The people who had already started businesses and actually listened to me. I had one guy, he was doing $10,000. He actually listened to what I said. He did what I told him to do. He went from $10,000 to $30,000 a month because he was trainable. He was able to listen. He was able to take advice. He was able to level up. But the average person is untrainable. They don't want to listen. There's this, I don't even know what this whole thing is with, it came from my gut. I see a lot of videos where your inner voice or God's talking to you and all this other stuff to keep you from doing the things that you need to do. I see it all of the time where people, give you a good example. I have some close friends and I knew them before they were married, and they got married, and the woman, she's a sweetheart, she's a dear, and she's very, very trainable. Whenever her husband sat down and said, hey, I'm unhappy, we need to do this, she self-corrected, she made adjustments. And he on the other side is pretty equal. You know, she tells him that she's unhappy, he listens, he makes her changes. And this couple's been married about 23 years, and they have a happy, loving marriage because they're both trainable. They don't have fights. They don't argue. And I've been around him, and he will never, ever say anything bad about his wife in mixed company. He won't ever say anything bad about her, period. And I remember I was like, you know, I was talking to him. I said, I think one of the reasons you have a good relationship is because you two respect each other, because I don't care what's going on. You will never speak ill or bad of her. I don't care if you just had a fight. You won't say anything. And he says, you know, this is how I feel. If I got a problem with her, I need to address her, right? This is not how the average person thinks. They will come on TikTok, they will come on YouTube, and they will voice their opinions because they're looking for a cheering circus versus solutions. They're not looking to solve the problem. They're not looking to create a better solution. They want to vent and rage and go on and get a cheering circus versus actually solving the problem. And this is one of the things that happens to people who are trainable. Trainable people want to actually solve the problem. People who can be trained, people who can be educated, they want to solve the problem. They have a great interest in solving the problem. Untrainable people do not care about solving the problem. They don't. And this is why they are untrainable. And this is why they will stress and struggle and never really come across a significant level of success. They just will not, because these people are untrainable. And this is something that I had to learn myself. In the early part of my life, I was very much untrainable. I thought going to work, keeping the same job, showing up on time, doing what I need to do, that was going to get me far in life. Little did I know that wasn't going to get me far in life, and it wasn't going to keep me at a higher level of performance. And once I fell in life, moved into a boarding house, many bad things happened there, I became open to being trainable. And this is where I came in with Earl Nightingale. This is where I came in with Dr. Joseph Murray. And I was open to being trained because at this point in my life, I had been broken. I've been humbled. I would actually listen to someone, and if they told me to do something, I would do it. This is one of the biggest issues that so many people are unsuccessful online. They are untrainable. And this is one of the reasons with all of my courses, it requires a phone call for you to get in. And I know that many people was like, hey, he's just after that money. I had a lady, she had the money, but she was unfit for the course. And I was like, I don't think this is a good solution for you. But she says, I got the money. And I said, it's not about the money. It's about you being trainable. And just based upon the answers you put in this conversation, I can tell you what to do, but you are not going to do it. I can tell you're not going to do it. So you're untrainable and you will not be successful in this course, even though you have the money. And she got pissed off and called me a few names. And I was like, that right there was a pure sign of what I was dealing with. Because like, this is something that a lot of women have experienced. They're attractive women and guys will approach them and they're not interested and they will say no. And the guy would lose his mind. These men are untrainable. These men are unstable because a trainable man, I'll tell you a story. Years and years ago, I was in Chicago. I was at a bar and there was this woman who was really attractive and I approached her and she held up her hand and she says, I'm not interested. And I said, okay. And I said, what are you drinking? And she says, do you understand I'm not interested? I was like, I'm not going to stay. I'm just going to buy you a drink and leave. And she told me what she was drinking. I ordered a drink, paid the bill, and bounced. And immediately went to talk to another woman who was interested, and I got her phone number. And then guess what happened? Because I approached this woman with dignity, respect, I didn't lose my mind. She was watching me and she says, you're very different than the average man because you did not let my refusal dampen your enthusiasm for doing what you need to do. And I told her, it's like, I'm in Chicago for a short period of time. I plan to have some fun while I'm here. And then she gave me her phone number. See, when you hold yourself to a higher level of character, when you hold yourself to a higher level of accountability, when you're trainable, when you're calm, cool, and collected, and someone can tell you to do something, this opens up the door for greater levels of success, as evidenced by the University of Alabama, as evidenced by the University of Georgia, as evidenced by the University of Ohio, as evidenced by any high-performing football program that literally has decades of excellence. Because this is the thing, when these coaches go on the recruiting trail, they're looking for 4- and 5-star athletes, but they're also looking for people who are trainable. Because they know if these people are not trainable, they will not reach that high level of success. It will not happen because these people are not trainable. There's a bunch of folks who went to college and went to the NFL and they failed. You want to know why they failed? They were not trainable. Give you a great example. Jalen Hurts, who used to be the quarterback for the University of Alabama. Jalen Hurts got humbled. Tua came up, took over for him, and they won the national championship against Georgia. Jalen Hurts, much to his composure, his character, the way he carries himself, he did not lose his mind. He talked to Nick Saban, and Nick Saban says, you should go to Oklahoma. He goes to Oklahoma. He gets drafted in the NFL in draft round 4 or 5. And he gets to the Philadelphia Eagles, where he was a lesson of a man who was training. All of his deficiencies, he corrected. He worked on himself. And then he signed a $250 million contract because Jalen Hurts is trainable. Hey, Jalen, you need to fix this. Okay, I'm going to fix it. This is what happens. But because so many people are untrainable, will not listen to advice, will not listen to anyone because I feel it in my gut. God's talking to me. Claim it. All of these things that are irrational, that have nothing to do with making money and building the business. Right now, I'm running ads. I'm actually having some ads built out, and then I'll probably start running ads again next week. And I have someone who is an expert in AdWords, and every time he tells me to do something, guess what? I do it. Why pay this man, hire this man, and not listen to him? And, we've had some really interesting conversations. And, honestly, I haven't spent a lot of money as I build this out because I, from a business standpoint, know that for me to be trainable, for me to get to that next level, there are many, many things I got to do. And I listen to my advisor. He tells me to do something, I do something. He tells me to tweak something, I tweak something because I am trainable. But as long as you remain untrainable, you can have the best course, you can have the best book, and you will be unsuccessful because you cannot be trained. I know this is a different kind of lesson, and this is something that people don't want to hear because everyone's like, do it, do it, do it. Root on. Quit your job with no money in the bank. Quit your job with nothing lined up. Quit your job to sign your business, to start your business and go on and do these things. Complete utter foolishness. And this is what people listen to because I hate my job. So I'm going to listen to these folks online who are pushing me, who are cheering me, even though from a concrete, logical perspective, it makes no sense to listen to these people, but they're going to continue to listen to these people because it feels good, and it doesn't come from a place of logic. It doesn't come from a place of doing things the correct way. It comes from a place of that earthy feeling. I feel it in my guts and that type of stuff. And these are, once again, the signs of people who are untrainable. This is what's happened to me. I was in that boarding house, I was in the bathroom, I was shaving, and I had one of those earthy moments. And I realized the fact that I was in that boarding house was because I didn't have any money. And taking that information, I went out and got a part-time job, and I saved all of that money in an emergency fund. And that emergency fund was a life-changing moment for me because that's something that I still do to this day. And since I've learned how to have money, to manage money, it's put me in a really good position because I was trainable. The situation, the facts, the things that happened led me to make better decisions because I was trainable. I was open to training. Right now, I have a free course, the money management course. And there's some things in there that people don't like because it's not easy, it's not fun. But if you do this stuff, you will become much better with your money if you're trainable. But if you're not trainable, it's not going to happen. All right, so we got some other stuff. As I said in the commercial, we need to have a phone conversation before you get into the Corporate Citizen Playbook, where you will get hands-on assistance and guidance in the things that you need to do so you can become successful. So the link is below. Once again, watch the videos, fill out the questionnaire, actually take your time and fill it out correctly, because if you don't fill out that questionnaire correctly, I'm not going to, you can schedule your phone call, but your phone call will be canceled. So go below, get in that, because I want to get the bright, trainable people in the course so I can help them become successful in the future. So that's all I got for you guys. I will see you guys in the next video.